I went to the range to practice today and shot timed fire first, then rapid fire, then slow fire. For this target, the first scores, the first 10 rounds I shot, you'll notice they were all a little bit to the right. The first group of 10 is the ones with the slashes, and generally they were off to the right. And when I went and saw this target, I said, well, that's just a weak grip problem. So I came back and shot the second group and tightened my grip and calmed down a little bit. And the second group, even though it's not a bad group at all, 92, but moved all the shots to the left just by tightening my grip. Now I still had a couple of bad shots, and that's just from lack of practice. So on the second group, I improved some. You can see I'm a 94 for the third sequence, and those were all pretty good. I had 2 shots to the right, but not bad. And then for the fourth set of 10 shots, that's actually a pretty good target. I had two points down on the 8 ring, and then 2 9s, and the rest of them, actually 3 9s. So 3 9s and an 8, and then the rest of them were good. So I had a 5X, and that worked pretty well. So I thought, well, I went from an 88 on the first target to a 95 on the second target in 40 rounds, and that's typical. I'll usually have a bad first target and then settle down and get back into rhythm again. The rapid fire target, the first one was really rough, an 86 2X with a 5 up high left and a couple of 7 ring hits. And basically what I did wrong on that target was I rushed through and hurried too much and shot the sequences too fast. So I slowed down for the next 10 and still used up my 10 seconds. I think it was about 8 or 9 seconds. And much better, 95 3X, just by slowing down, just by calming down some, and controlling the gun a little better and not letting the gun go off unless I was in the 10 ring, except for a couple of shots. I had a couple of 8s off left and a 9, and the 2 8s, I just let the shot off when the gun wasn't really aimed at the X ring. For the fourth target, I was pretty sure that if I just executed a little more carefully and slowed down, stayed slow, moved the gun, started moving the trigger as the dot was coming into the X, that I could get a good target. So the 2 shots that weren't 10s on this sequence were both 9s, and I kind of remember when those were. I probably could have called them, but at least I had 8 really good shots in the 8 ring and a couple of X's, not enough, but a couple. And I got pretty excited on that target, and unfortunately what that means is that I lost focus after a good first 10 shots and went back to being a little sloppy on the last 10 rounds. So not so good for the end 10, but actually a 95 3X and then a 98 2X was a good day since I haven't shot the gun in a week. Going to the slow fire target, struggled with the first 10 rounds, and again, that's not unusual, but was just not holding the gun very steady and letting the gun go off when the dot was not right here. That's about the hold point for 50 yards standing single hand. So 50 yards standing single hand, the first 10 rounds not that good. Had a 6 out here and then a 7. And then the second one I calmed down. I remembered what I really needed to do, and I executed really pretty well. The hold point just a little low on several of the shots. I remember those two and thinking those are going to be low. I knew when I had that one shot off to the right. I thought these shots here would all be in the 10 ring, but I was off just a little bit. The 2 of them are in the 10, but there's still 1-9 there. So that was a good day. I think if I'm able to go back tomorrow, Sunday morning early, I'll probably shoot the 45 and maybe the Kadet again, and we'll see if we can improve on these scores. But this is just an example of how, if you don't shoot the gun pretty much twice a week seems to be the minimum for me. When you go to the range after not shooting the gun for a week, it takes a few rounds to get back to normal. Slow start on the time fire target, but got pretty good after 30 rounds. And then rapid fire timing was off bad on the first 10. Second 10 was much better. The third 10 was excellent. And then I lost focus and shot poorly on the last 10. And then slow fire is always a struggle, but one bad target, one good target. So I'm happy with that.